I wanted to show you guys price action on Netflix today. This is really important information to know, and I thought it'd be a great learning opportunity for you guys. And I wanted to tell you guys everything I know. Hopefully this channel will keep making you a little bit sharper every day as I grow myself. But first off, yesterday's trade on Netflix was pretty nice. We got almost the penny low on the entire day here. Now, why did I wait all the way in the trading session yesterday to buy Netflix at this exact moment? Why didn't I buy it here? Why didn't I buy it here, 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 here? Why didn't I buy it right here? Let me tell you exactly why, and I hope this is helpful for you. So as Netflix was selling off yesterday, it was looking overextended. But the whole time while it's selling off, I'm watching the overall market. I'm watching SPY. Let's go back to yesterday's price action. This is yesterday's price action in the S&P 500 and SPY's ETF. SPY opened up and it was turning this long-term wedge, which is this purple line here, into support on the day. This is a wedge that's set on a yearly time frame, and it's been very magnetic in previous history. And you can see yesterday it was magnetic as well. Now, while this price action is happening, I'm not trading. I watched the market for over 2 hours before I took an entry on anything. And eventually we had this dip here. Now, why was this dip here so important? Why not this one right here? Why was this one so important? Well, in my opinion, this is not necessarily a support zone. What happened is I'm watching this Fibonacci up here, which has also been historically very magnetic. And you can see that it was also a target for the close yesterday. This zone here at 413.75 has been there for a very long time and is historically shown to be very magnetic. And what I want to see is I want to see price action dip at least 0.5 to 0.6% away from this zone to cause some magnetism to start pulling price action back towards it. That's algorithms and that's retail investors, hedge funds, whatever. This is margin opportunity away from a critical dollar point. And this all has to do with beta. Different stocks have different betas, and when they offer a certain margin opportunity away from critic zones, that beta will start causing magnetism. And so as soon as this dip happened here, we broke 0.5% away from there, 0.6% almost exactly, and that ended up becoming the support for the day. That was the floor for the day, and eventually price action reset all the way back into that zone. This was absolutely crazy price action yesterday. So as soon as this moment happened, that's when I took the buy on Netflix yesterday. Almost got the penny low for the day and simply played it to its nearest most obvious resistance zone, which was this descending 200-day EMA on a 1-day 1-minute chart. And that was a really nice trade. I was very proud of that one. So today, let's look at Netflix. I want to show you guys something that happened in the market today that I think is critical to know when you're trading and to pay attention to. So Netflix had earnings after market close today, which is why it was a very popular stock today. It had decently more volume than it typically does. By the way, just a side note here, Netflix at 283.84 to 303.36 is going to be, I'm going to go big on that personally if that happens. If the opportunity opens up for 283.84, that is a buying opportunity for about 7%. I'm going to be jumping into that. I'm not saying buy it, just saying that's what I'm going to do. So if it happens. Anyway, so the market today, Netflix, looking at this price action just from doing this for a long time, trading for a long time now, when the market opened up, we're playing with this Fibonacci here, and this price action happens right here. And we open up at not that heavy of a volume, not that heavy volume for Netflix. So just knowing that the stock opened with fairly decent volume, but a little over average, nothing crazy. And seeing this price action here, this is telling me, okay, my strategy on this for the day is this is going to act as continued resistance throughout the whole trading session. And so got a nice little dip buy on it here, a nice little scalp back into resistance, and eventually it sold off, and I got the entry, the same exact entry, almost even a little bit lower than I had before. And I was hoping for price action to continue to bounce into this zone here earlier in the trading session. This is a strategy that I take sometimes. I probably take it once every 2 or 3 weeks when I find the opportunity, and I'll just play this zone for the entire day, bouncing back into it. Now, you can see I built a position here and I sat in it for an hour and a half, which is much longer than I'm comfortable with for this particular strategy. Usually with a strategy, I'm used to seeing retail investors push it and bounce to this resistance zone over and over again for the first half of the trading session, not the second half of the trading session. So once we got to this point here, I closed the trade, and obviously 5 minutes later, it took off and hit that resistance zone a couple more times throughout the rest of the day, which was very upsetting. And I only had $90 on the stock today, which is honestly kind of embarrassing. But anyways, I want to show you why I think this happened. And this is just my opinion. Others might disagree, but this is, doing this for a long time, and I see stuff like this happens all the time. So my opinion, what happened here was this was a very popular stock for retail investors today. And once the opening volume started to calm down and we had this price action happening or whatnot, retail investors, in my opinion, which is the smaller traders like myself, we start building a position in the stock around this zone here. Now, brokers, most brokers that we all trade with, us retail investors like TD Ameritrade and Webull, for example, they take when a stock is popular and they, the water is right or whatnot, they will take the opposite side of the trade of what retail investors are taking, because they know they're not going to, a lot of them are going to be using margin, and they know that they're not going to be using the margin correctly. And so what that does is when there's a lot of buying going on in this area, it displaces all those buying orders, but it's not displacing retail investors who are selling. And so the stock continues to fall because selling orders are not being displaced. Buy orders are. Well, those orders that they're using to displace buy orders have to be balanced by the end of the day. They want those stocks, they want those positions to be balanced and closed by the end of the day. So what happens is eventually the stock will have a nice reset like it did right here. Once they start seeing retail investors coming out of their positions, they want to get out of the position too. And hopefully they made all kinds of nice money off of the margin that was used during that time. Now, why do I say I think that happened? Well, because this was a very popular retail stock today, and this is a very popular zone that's been respected for a very long time. And I just feel strongly that this zone should have been bounced off of much more earlier in the trading session than it was, but a lot of those retail orders continue to get displaced, and it wasn't possible for it to do that until retail investors started coming out of the trade, and then the price action reset. And also, this very rapid price action here, these nice, rapid, quick bounces are another sign of just that exact thing happening, in my opinion. These very rapid resets. These are basically a shorts coming out of the market and resetting price action very rapidly. So this happens a lot when stocks are popular for the day, and brokers try to take advantage of it. It's not right, in my opinion. Brokers should be having our best interest in mind when it comes to getting the best entry possible and staying out of our way in trades, in my opinion, but that's simply not the case. None of them do, or almost none of them do. So that's what happened in the trade today. You have to be aware of that. I should have seen, I kind of was thinking that in the back of my head when all this price action was happening, and in the moment when I'm sitting here for an hour and a half waiting for price action to reset, I'm like, are a lot of these orders being displaced? Are a lot of the buys being displaced right now from retail traders? And as soon as I started seeing these rapid hits and this quick reset back into the zone here, I knew that was the case. And after this happened, retail investors had control of the stock for the rest of the day. Price action very easily was resetting back into this zone throughout the remainder of the trading session into close. And we had this crazy sell-off over 10% when earnings report came out today. And I was hoping we would break down. We almost broke down to 283.84. I wanted to buy right here and take this reset. I thought it was a very likely reset. I still think it's a very likely trade opportunity if it does happen. So anyways, that is what I want to show you guys today. You need to be aware of this stuff. You need to understand how the market moves, why it moves, what areas are magnetic, why are they magnetic, how is beta playing into all that. Is your broker, is your stock going through a trading session where brokers are displacing buy orders or they're displacing sell orders? All stuff you have to be thinking about all the time. So I hope this video helped you out, and I will see you guys in the next one.